Well, greetings YouTube. LMS Tactical here. This is a video that I'm actually remaking. I did an entire video on this, and I had the phone mounted next to my air conditioner outlet. So when I went to upload it months ago, it was completely, you couldn't hear me. You just heard the air conditioner. So, skin cancer. And he said if it was a preventative thing, in other words, if I hadn't had it before, any cancer, then he would have said just once a day. But then he said, I'm redoing it. It's very important, and I could kick myself in the butt for waiting so long to redo it, because this is something I think that is life-changing. But I got to give you the background, like as with everything else. You know, I'm gonna start off with a disclaimer. Everything that I'm getting ready to say here, and this is the top, like I'm sure you guessed from the title, this has to do with cancer prevention and treatment with dogs and cats. Specifically dogs. So the disclaimer is I am not a vet, I am not a doctor. Do not take medical advice from me or anybody else on YouTube unless, you know, they're an MD or a veterinarian or whatever. You know, this is merely one dude giving you his opinion, and you can take it or leave it. I suggest highly that you consult your vets or doctors before you do anything medically or make any decision. Trying to make sure I got everything in here so that somebody can't sue me if their dog has some weird reaction and drops dead. I'm going to tell you what we did, why we did it, and what the results appear to be, and then you guys make your own informed decision. So, just about everybody that's on my channel knows that you never see me do a YouTube video, except for this one and the last one, without my big giant golden retriever sitting in my lap. He goes everywhere I go, but just so happened that today I had to go meet with somebody and do some stuff at Lowe's, and then I had to go to a restaurant, and I couldn't bring him with me. So Charlie goes everywhere. I'm going to load this up on Charlie. He has his own channel too. It's just Charlie videos. And, you know, so they'll probably wonder who the hell LMS Tactical is. But look, it's the message that I'm trying to give you that's important. So a little background, golden retrievers, anybody that has or has had one knows they are highly, highly susceptible to lymphoma and other forms of cancer. And, you know, there's all kinds of theories. You know, they're so purebred, and, you know, let's face it, every breed has their issues. German Shepherds with the hips and blah, blah, blah. I've lost a golden years ago to lymphoma. My father, his golden retriever came to live with me. She was, you know, getting old, and I think she was, how old was she? I think she was 11, 9 or 11. I can't even remember now as I sit here. My memory's screwed up. But she ended up having to be put to sleep because she had lymphoma that manifests itself into a brain tumor and blah, blah, blah. And it was tragic. Well, Charlie, my dog, you know, he has, like golden retrievers do, he develops these bumps and lumps all over his body. And every time I feel one, I stress out and I rush to the vet, and they do a little biopsy. You know, they take some of the fluid out, look at it under a microscope, and they can look for the signs of cancer. And he was doing great until, lo and behold, one of them turned out to be a mast cell tumor, which if left untreated becomes 100% will become cancer, kill your dog. So he had a pretty major surgery on his, you know, backside, which, you know, took out a lot of meat, had a big incision. It was scary. It was expensive. And it was sad to see Charlie wearing the big radar dish and go through his recovery. And after that, every time I touch him and pet him, which is every 5 seconds, I feel a lump, and I'm like, holy shit. The vet has a chart that's got the outline of a dog with all the dots that are where the things have been benign, and they're green, and then the red dot is where that one was a mast cell tumor. Okay, so now let's fast forward to, I don't know, a year ago. My wife, who is Vietnamese, she went with a bunch of other friends, and the Vietnamese community, like a lot of the ethnic communities, are very tight. And everybody knows somebody who has a son doing this, that, or the other thing, and it's just, that's the way they are. And so they ended up in Texas while I stayed home, and it was during the Chinese New Year, and they were going to go to the different Buddhist temples, but they visited with family members. One of the sons of one of the family members, friends' family members that she was with, it turns out is like the #1 doctor at this cancer research facility, and I don't remember the name and wouldn't tell you if I did because I don't want to drag them into it. But he is like this, very esteemed cancer research guy at one of the facilities there in Texas. She was telling him about my own. I used to have red hair, and I'm from California, and I used to surf and hang out at the beach. As a result of that, I get all these pre-cancers taken off because of the skin damage when I was a kid. And finally, one of them on my shoulder turned out to be it was a skin cancer, and I can't remember the type. It was like some squamish something. So she mentioned that, and then in the conversation of cancer, it came up the story of Charlie with his mast cell. So this guy, this doctor, he says, hey, I'm going to tell you something that I really want you to do, and you're not going to find this in any book, or you're not going to find it on the internet, but it's very important for you. And he says, he goes through the whole disclaimer of how it's much cheaper to treat you make much more money treating cancer than you do curing cancer. And of course he's talking about big pharma and the medical industry as a whole. Think of all the tests and multiple tests and drugs that are given to people who are suffering from cancer. And dogs as well, and cats, radiation treatment, chemo, and it puts them through hell. He said that, off the record, that with the lab animals that he works with, giving turmeric, which I'll show a picture of it. I probably showed it at the beginning. If not, I'll have it at the end. I haven't edited this yet, of course. But it's turmeric, and he said that not everybody knows that turmeric is a cancer preventer, a natural, homeopathic cancer preventer. But he says what they won't tell you is that with his own eyes, he's seen it reverse the symptoms of cancer on lab animals over and over and over again. Of course, he's got my wife's attention because of the Charlie thing. So he says, what I want you to do is I want you to have your husband, me, start taking 1,000 milligrams twice a day of turmeric. And that is because he's already had skin cancer. So that means, he's more susceptible to get it again. He said, as far as Charlie goes, I want him to have 4, he's a big dog. He weighs now, I don't know. He used to weigh 126. Now I got him down to, let's just say he's about 85 pounds. I don't know. He says, I want him to take 4 500 milligram capsules every day for the rest of his life. He said that will help your dog live longer. And he went into more detail about his experiences with the animals. Of course, me loving Charlie so much, first thing we did was we went and bought a ton of this stuff. Now, for about a year, maybe a little less, I've been giving Charlie 4 of these capsules every day. I take peanut butter jar and I scoop the peanut butter, wrap it around the capsule and stick it. He grabs the peanut butter, doesn't know it's there because if he bites into it, he'll spit it out. Swallows it down, no problem. Sometimes I wrap it in cheese or a piece of turkey or whatever. But you can't just give it to them because they'll bite into that capsule and they'll never trust you again. I guess it tastes pretty foul. But lo and behold, where Charlie just about every week or two would have a new lump that I'd have to run over and spend $150 just to get a little biopsy done, I was doing that every week or two. Well, his lumps have completely stopped showing up. And I'm telling you, the dog looks as healthy as can be. He just turned 9 years old. He acts like a puppy. I'm taking the stuff, not as regularly as I should. I keep forgetting. But with Charlie, every morning I get up, I take 4 pills, lay them out, and I give him 1 in the morning, 1 in the, early noon time, 1 in the early evening, and 1 before bed. And, this could be a miracle drug, You know, it's all natural. It could be a miracle for those of you who have golden retrievers and who are either they're suffering with cancer or some kind of lymphoma now, or you're worried because you know that they're so susceptible. It cannot hurt them. As far as I know, again, refer back to my disclaimer, but it certainly hasn't hurt Charlie at all. I, at this point, would be remiss to not share this information. And I really highly encourage you, if you have really any kind of dog, you know, obviously if you have a little Pomchi or a little, you know, Chihuahua, you're probably not going to give them 4 pills, maybe 2 a day or 1 a day, just to prevent, because it you know, everybody knows it attacks and kills the antioxidants or whatever you call them. But this guy swears that he has seen it reverse. It literally attacks the cancer cells and eradicates them. He's not going to say that officially. Nobody's going to say that officially. If they did, he'd probably turn up missing. If I turn up missing, it's because I'm giving you this information, and you know the pharmaceutical industry hired a hitman to get rid of me. But the reality is, it can't hurt. You need to buy this stuff. Where do I get it? I go on eBay and I buy it because I find it to be a lot cheaper that way. You can get it anywhere they sell vitamins. You could really probably get it anywhere. Sam's Club, you know, it's in the vitamins section of your store. But please do that. And you know, I wish you luck. I know I love my dog. I'm sure you love yours, and I'm sure it would work with cats. And yeah, that's my message to you today. I hope that this saves, you know, a life or 1,000 lives or 100,000 lives, and saves you money and stress. LMS Tactical, I'm out of here.